Okay. Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to virtual refreshing Sunday evening talks. I hope you are well, you all are well, staying safe and healthy. So today we are very excited to be back with our Sunday evening talk series. We hope you are also looking forward for this journey of self-transformation together with Shanti Sarovar family. So coming to today's topic, calming the mind. Yeah. So in these uncertain times or crisis, who doesn't want to be calm and peaceful at their work, in their family, in their relationship, and also very important in their own inner self? So, you can just comment if you like the topic, calming the mind. Do you really need this topic at this time? Yeah, wow. So we're getting many yes, good topic, very nice. Okay, so to give the light on this topic, calming the mind, we have Brother Ramakrishna. So let me give you a brief introduction of Brother Ramakrishna. So Brother Ramakrishna is a psychologist and a management coach by profession and a meditator by passion. Believes and practices the combination of modern psychology and ancient meditation in his interventions. For over 25 years, he is deeply involved in various service activities benefiting thousands of people towards a better living through spirituality and meditation. He was a regional coordinator and resource for postgraduate course offered by Brahmakumari's Ishwarya Vishwavidyalaya at Shanti Sarovar Academy for a Better World. He is also a core committee member of Youth Wing of Raj Yoga Education and Research Foundation and was also invited by Government of AP to be the ex officio member of Women and Child Welfare Department. Presently, he is statutory board member of AP State Legal Services Authority, Government of AP and Telangana. He has given many talks on personality development, harmony within and in organizations, enhancing managerial and leadership qualities, team building, solution thinking, surpassing optimal potential, developing entrepreneur skills, etc. As a psychologist, he has given numerous lectures and counseling. As a trainer, he has given hundreds of lectures on various management topics. As a translator, writer, and publisher, he has published over 120 monthly course books. As a program coordinator, he was at the front end for the execution of many regional, national, and international projects. So he has given more than 150 talks on life managing skills through television and radio. And the list goes on and on. So we are very fortunate to have Brother Ramakrishna with us today. So before I hand the mic to Brother Ramakrishna, we would love to hear from you during today's talk. If you have any question for our speaker, please feel free to post in the chat box. At the end of the session, we will maybe at 7:15, we will have a Q&A question with Brother Ramakrishna. So if you have any question, please post in the chat box. So without any further ado, I would like to ask Brother Ramakrishna to take over.
Thank you for your kind words of introduction, Veena Ben, and thank you for unmuting as well. This mute word is really very beautiful. You can mute someone, okay, especially when you are online, okay, but sometimes you can't mute others. So maybe at the times when we have some arguments or something, people may say, can you just be calm? Why do we want that calmness? Calmness is our inner state of mind. Maybe if I say calmness is our original state of mind, that would be an appropriate thing. We all prefer calmness. Calmness brings us
ऊपर वाले का है,
inner peace.
ऊपर वाले का है, वो भी नहीं बताए.
Calmness brings tranquility. Calmness brings inner stability. Calmness is everywhere, and it is very, very important. Before you start anything, you start with calmness. When you end something, as you come to the end of it, even at that time, you prefer to be in calmness. People say that there is a calm before a storm, and there is a calm after a storm also. In the present scenarios of life, where there's a lot of uncertainty, calmness becomes very, very important. And this calmness is an inner state of mind. We always need to remember this. Calmness doesn't come from the external environment. External environment may be very, very uncertain, may be very, very disturbing. But even at that time, you have the choice to have your inner calmness. Your inner calmness cannot be disturbed by the external scenarios and situations when you choose to be calm. This choice is very, very important. How do we get into that state of inner calmness? Okay, calmness is our swadharma. Swadharma is our original nature, our inner being, our inner state, our core state is of peace. That's why here in the Brahmakumari's organization, when people meet each other, they greet each other saying Om Shanti. The very word Om Shanti means Om means Aham, Atman. Shanti means I am peaceful. Aham Shanti Swarupam is real meaning of Om Shanti. Our inner nature and our original nature is that state of peace. Can we bring that peace into us? Can we reopen that hidden state, okay, into the flow of life? We have so many things to do, so many tasks to perform, and so many activities to do, okay, so much of communication, so much of information, so much of interactions, and so many responsibilities and tasks to perform. While doing all these, can we keep our inner state of mind in a peaceful state? That is the whole crux and essence of the calmness. So now, in this session, we would be discussing about some subtle elements of our mind, how this mind operates, and how we can contribute towards that inner peace, that inner calmness. Would you be interested to know these things? Right? Will it be useful to all of us? Yes. This is the very important thing which all of us feel the necessity within our own self. Now, let's start with the day. How do we begin the day? Okay. How do we wake up? What happens when we wake up? Most of you would be interested in meditation, or already most of you are practicing meditation. But let us see how we meditate without knowing that we are really meditating. Meditating is also a natural state. We all meditate every day, and without knowingly we are meditating. And what we need to do is just to do the practice in a conscious state. Okay? Just be aware of that state in our every other activity. Now, when you wake up in the morning, what actually happens? Just recollect those wonderful moments of the first awakening moments of the day. What is that like? What happens at that point of time? When you're coming from a total unconscious state to a semi-conscious state, and from there to a very conscious state. In that transition from moving from an unconscious to a semi-conscious, from semi-conscious to a conscious state, in that transition, what happens? In that transition, look at your state of mind. Okay, what actually is happening inside the mind? Okay, now we need to understand one beautiful thing here. There is a difference between the mind and the brain. Okay, brain is like the hardware of the whole system, and the mind is like the software of the whole system. How do we develop the software? How do we create this software? Each one of us are the programmers of our own software. It doesn't depend on external things that are happening, external people. People are not programming you. Our acceptance of what others influence is what we program in ourselves. At the same time, our learnings, okay, our exposure, which we give to ourselves, our understanding, our engagement, okay, our memories, all these things are our own programs which we create for ourselves, right? Sometimes these programs are good, and sometimes these programs are negative. When these programs are negative, they have an impact on us. When these programmings which we create consciously, or sometimes majority of the times unconsciously, all of them get into our core. Okay, and if they are very good, we have a very good feeling. Okay, and all these things are done in a very subtle dimension, which are in a very avyakt dimension, which doesn't have any physical form, but all of them have their existence and identity, right? As a part of our own personality, as a part of our own being. In the early morning, when you just wake up from a very unconscious state to a conscious state, as you're just coming into the conscious state, a very wonderful thing is happening. And that is the stillness of our mind. That is the calmness of our mind. That is in a very deep state of meditation that we wake up in the morning. Just to observe that. When you're waking up, what actually happens when you meditate? Whenever you see anyone meditating, any images that you see in meditation, people are just in state of bliss. People are totally into something. It looks as if they go deep into something. That state is visible in the vibrations that when we feel, okay, around them, or even in a photograph. At the same time, when we look at their face, that radiates that peace. What actually happens when people get into meditation? They just detach from the external environment. Okay, they just detach from all the things that are happening around them. They go into a deeper state. Okay, at that state, they are at peace. Okay, what are they looking? What are they seeing in their mind? Okay, at that time, they're detaching from their physical consciousness. That state of deep peace is so pure, and that illuminates. That's the enlightening element there. Okay, they will be seeing the light inside. Okay, that detachment, even from the physical body, they go beyond the name, beyond the physical form, beyond the identity. They would be just connecting with their core being. See, when you wake up in the morning, when you look at your mind, what actually is happening, it is so soothing at that time that you even detach from your physical body. You don't even remember where you are sleeping for a few seconds. Okay, for a few seconds, that is so powerful that you don't even identify yourself in this physical body. Maybe if I say that you don't even remember your name or your face at that moment for a few seconds, it would be very, very right. Okay, even very surprising that you go beyond the gender of the physical body as well. You're beyond your name, you're beyond your form, you're beyond your geolocation, you're beyond your physical identity, but you are in a state of deep peace. For a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you are in the deep state. And after that, maybe suddenly you will lift your mobile to see your messages, or you lift your mobile to see the time. You identify that you are a bit late, and then maybe you're in a rush. Yeah, you see, you need to observe it. Maybe Mansa says, is it really does that happen? Yes, that happens. You look at yourself in the morning, you see your state of mind. I don't say for a longer time, you will have that state. Maybe it would be for few seconds. What if you can take it forward? What if you can continue it for a few more seconds voluntarily? Just don't leave that state. Be in that state of calmness, that state of peace. And try to do it in a very conscious. It's happening in an unconscious state. And now you try to do it in a mindful state. What happens then? Then you see, we all have in our personalities, in our state of consciousness, in our behavior, we all have maybe two dimensions. Like maybe one of that is something like your conscious state or your innate self, and something is like your acquired self. See, we all in the process of learning in our life, every word that we speak today is learned. Okay, everything that we have in ourselves is something which is related to our core personality and some things which we have acquired. In these things which we acquire, there are positive things or those elements which are deeply connected to ourselves, which is innate, and some things maybe which are not connecting to the innate. And let me explain you the conflict between these two. The conflict between the innate and the acquired, which constantly happens inside, is the duality which people are experiencing in themselves. The conflicts of the mind, okay, the thoughts of the mind, what's happening in the inner world, what happens in the mental space. If you just observe, open up your mental space and see what's happening inside this mental space. There are so many thoughts, they're just jamming around each other. There are so many hundreds of thoughts. Sometimes you don't even consciously identify that these many thoughts are happening unless and until you calmly observe yourself. These thoughts can be of any intensity. These thoughts can be of any level. These thoughts can be like anything. And then every thought has an impact on us. Impact on our mind, impact on our behavior, impact on our physiological system as well. And this physiological system responds to the thoughts which are generated consciously or unconsciously. That's the reason why dreams has its effect on us. That's why we just remember the dreams. Okay, sometimes even if we don't remember, they have an impact. Okay, these are operating somewhere behind the mind, maybe the subconscious mind. And now these thoughts, how to work with these thoughts? How many thoughts are generating, and how to identify which of those thoughts are our own thoughts and which are those thoughts which are acquired or influenced. For this, we need to understand the concept of Swadharma and Paradharma. Gita Acharya very beautifully explains this concept of Swadharma and Paradharma. Gita Acharya explains about Swadharma and the Paradharma and advises us, no matter how attractive is this Paradharma, hey Arjuna, don't get into the influence of the Paradharma. Be in your own state of Swadharma. Then what is this Swadharma? Swadharma means, Swa means the self. Dharma is the characteristic features of the self. The original dharmas of the self are the Swadharma. And Paradharma are those dharmas which does not belong to you. So what are these Paradharmas and Swadharmas we need to understand, which will help us to calm down our mind a lot. Now, let us see it this way. Okay, let's take an example. Okay, a glass of water. Okay, what is the Swadharma of water? What is the characteristic features of water? Okay, water is in the liquid form, right? And water is transparent. Water gives us coolness. Okay, we drink, when we feel thirsty, we drink water, it calms down. It gives us the coolness. So the Swadharma of water, it keeps flowing, right? So the Swadharma of water is flowing. These are the few qualities of water. And now, can we take this water into Paradharma? Can we take this water into Paradharma? How? Okay, you take this water and defreeze it. Then what happens? The liquid becomes solid, looks alike for some time. And then take this water and keep it then above the fire, and then this water starts boiling. On the one side, it has transformed itself from its swadharma. It went into a deep-freeze state, from flowing state to a solid state. On the other side, from a liquid state, it has gone to a solid gaseous state, or even boiling state. Boiling point it has reached. And now here you see the cool water. If you touch it, it is giving you pain. It is very hot here, and it is very cold here. And now these two are the paradharmas of the water. The same water. When another energy is induced into it, it goes into paradharma. Another energy, another type of energy is induced here, it goes into a different state of paradharma. And now, is water in its natural state? No. It is induced into another state. And now, how to bring it back to its natural state? How to bring water back into its swadharma? Okay, what can we do? Yeah, yes, Mansa. I mean, to say about the 7 qualities of the soul, right? And now, you bring this solid form of defreezed ice and keep it in a natural state for some time, and same time bring it out of the boiling heat and then keep it in its normal state into the room temperature, and slowly it comes back to its swadharma. So any acquired energy, okay, which doesn't belong to our innate quality of, I will discuss about those qualities, are all acquired. These acquired things disturb our inner peace. Anything which is acquired, which doesn't connect with our core elements of swadharma, are going to bring us that disturbance. And how do we calm down? We calm down by coming back to our soul qualities. And what are these soul or core qualities of each and every one of us? See, the difference between Swadharma, and how to identify the difference between Swadharma and Paradharma. When we are in Swadharma, anything which is in its Swadharma, it is in its most natural state. And it would feel inside that we are calm, okay? And that gives you happiness, that gives you that feeling of being at home. Anything which is Paradharma agitates, disturbs. And the thoughts become very, very wild and very, very fast. There's so much of conversation, inner conversation taking place, dialogue taking place. Oh, so much of argument, inner argument taking place when we are in our Swadharma. Now, I will mention few qualities. Identify them, whether they are the Swadharma or the Paradharma. When you are, name, fame, money, possible, all these things are Paradharma, yes. Money itself need not be Paradharma, but our drive towards that, or our attachment towards that. Okay, name. Okay, people get good name by doing good activities, and doing good activities only for name. Okay, can be Paradharma. Doing activities for the sake of activities, for the sake of service, and then you get the name. That need not be Paradharma, it can be Swadharma. Now, when you are in Swadharma, you are connecting with yourself. When you are in Paradharma, you are not connecting with yourself. You are not your natural self. Whenever you are in Paradharma, you can't stay in Paradharma for a longer period of time. This is a beautiful way of identifying what is Paradharma and what is Swadharma. Whenever you are in Paradharma, you can't stay in Paradharma for a longer period of time. Unless and until you leave that state of Paradharma and come back to your natural state or resolve that issue, you will not be at peace. Whereas whenever you are in Swadharma, you can stay in Swadharma for any amount of time. You can stay in that Swadharma for a longer period of time. You are not going to get disturbed there. Okay, you don't get disturbed here. Here you are in your most natural state. So what are those elements which are looking like Swadharma and which are looking like Paradharma? I'd be asking you. For example, peace. Is peace Swadharma or Paradharma? Yes, it is Swadharma. What about hatred? Whenever you're getting the feelings of hatred, can you stay in that state of hatred for a longer period of time? anger, okay? When you are in a state of anger, can you stay in that state of anger for a longer period of time? Till you leave that anger, resolve the issue, and when you unless and until you come out of it, when you both of you resolve it, okay, you'll not be at peace. You want to just get rid of it as quickly as possible. Jealousy, you can't stay in the state of jealousy for a longer period of time. Agitation, aggression, okay, violence, is it in your state of, are you in your state? Can you always be in that state of violence? Okay, peace, calmness, stillness, happiness. Okay, where is love? It is so beautiful. There is a lot of difference between love and lust. Lust is paradharma. You can't stay in lust for a longer period of time, though it would be attractive. That's what Gita Acharya says. Things look to be attractive. When you are aggression and you're in aggression, it looks you're in power. Okay, things may give you authority. Things may attract you so much. But Arjuna, don't indulge into those things. Always stay in your swadharma. Consciously or unconsciously, in our modern lifestyles, we, in an attempt to survive, in an attempt to thrive, in an attempt to establish, in an attempt to get that identity, consciously or unconsciously, we are shifting towards the paradharma. The more we shift towards the paradharma, the more restless we become, because there is an inner conflict, sometimes suppressed, or sometimes even not even identified. This inner conflict goes deep into the core of the person and that starts disturbing the person. The person doesn't feel at rest, at peace. The thoughts are agitated. Hundreds of thoughts, thousands of thoughts. Okay, some thoughts at conscious level, some thoughts at not even conscious of. I'm not even, sometimes it's possible that you're not even aware that these thoughts are coming, but they're going like anything. That's why it is advised, okay, calm first. The whole process of calming your mind comes with the very first step of observing your mind. Okay, first start that state of awareness. First start identifying what is happening inside this mental world. Just now see the whole your mental space. What's happening inside this mental space? Can I observe what's happening? Okay, then first start with this point. Okay, yeah, start with this point of yes, Manasa. Right. So first start with observing the mind. Now, visualize a circle. Okay, in that circle, you name that circle as mental space. Okay, and in this mental space, there are hundreds and thousands of different thoughts coming into this mental space, occupying the whole mental space is occupied with thoughts. There are thoughts like necessary thoughts like useful thoughts like functional thoughts like unnecessary thoughts which are ignited because of fears, uncertainties, thoughts which are so many, okay, different dimensions which are related to our past memories, which are related to our future fears or future planning, thoughts which are constructive, thoughts which are destructive, thoughts which are distractive, thoughts which are dimensional or directional, or thoughts which connect with you, thoughts which don't connect with you. So many thoughts related to the incidents that are happening, thoughts about procrastination, of course, the tasks which you are just leaving them and procrastinating, or thoughts can be thoughts related to the catastrophic thinking, thoughts can be related to positive thinking, constructive thinking, spiritual, swadharma thoughts, paradharma thoughts. Variety of thoughts are occupying the mental space. Now, make a choice to just observe these thoughts. Okay, it's not about counting how many thoughts you are having. It's just a conscious practice of observing the quality of these thoughts, right? Now, if you choose to do that, you can just sit calmly, okay, and gaze at something before you, okay, maybe a point, maybe a nail on the wall, or anything which is not too big, okay, which is not too small, which you can't see, anything where you can just fix your eyes, maybe on the plain wall, okay, visualize a point of light, on a plain wall, and just relax and just start looking at that, gazing that through your eyes. But your inner vision, your mental eye, is choosing to look at what's happening inside the software. Okay, now you observe those thoughts. It's a beautiful thing which happens when you do this observation. Okay, initially when I learned this art of mindful observation, it was so beautiful that I've seen so many thoughts coming into this mind. And when I'm observing, slowly all those thoughts start settling down. Initially, you will find that there are so many thoughts coming, but just as you are observing, these thoughts start settling down. And then you can identify the quality of these thoughts. You can identify how much are they connecting to the Swadharma and how much are they connecting to the Paradharma. In that dimension, you just observe the thoughts. A wonderful thing starts happening. The moment you start observing these thoughts start settling down. Then the volume of the thoughts starts settling down and thoughts starts becoming minimal. Okay. Number two, slowly the thoughts which are related to the Swadharma will be fading down, and thoughts related to the Swadharma would be coming up. And even after that, these thoughts will also calm down. Now, can we do it with a small analogy or with a small practice, something like that? Yes, we can. You can, for example, okay, consider every thought, okay, as an actor. Consider every thought who is visualize a stage before you, okay? Now, you just observe your thoughts. Let each thought come as a character onto the stage. That thought is just coming like a character onto the stage. A person, if a character, every feeling, every thought, every emotion would be coming as a character. And you are the one audience who are looking at it, okay? And then just look at that character. The character comes, the thought comes, the character performs, and the character goes away. In the same way, a thought comes, a thought performs, and the thought goes away. And the next thought comes, you're just observing, you're not indulging into it, you're not involving into it, you're not participating into it, you're just detaching yourself from the thought process. You're just observing that thought, the emergence, the birth of a thought, and then how the thought takes the shape and the connected visions which come along with that thought, and slowly how the thought fades away. And another thought comes and occupies that space. You're just observing. As you just observe it in the stage, okay, as you are gazing onto a wall, at that time when you're just looking like this, all these thoughts will be coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. After some time, okay, these thoughts settle down. And the intensity of coming and going would calm down slowly. Only one thought comes, stays there for a few seconds and slowly goes away. And there is blankness. There is stillness for some time. And then another thought comes, slowly performs and goes away. And this is the time where you start entering into the thought plane consciously. Until now, it was an autonomous process which is taking place. It's an automatic thoughts which are flowing into that space. And now, slowly, the automatic thoughts slowly calm down and the stage is becoming clear. And this is the time when you create a thought. This is the time when you create a very, very practical, very, very positive, very, very powerful thought from your mind. And then you allow this thought to come onto the stage. And then, yeah, I'll be answering all these thoughts, Pradeep, as we go ahead. Now, you allow this thought to come onto the stage, your thought. Maybe, for example, at this state of mind, okay? Now, you get a thought that what happens if I get infected with corona? Okay, this thought is coming. Maybe that's working on the background. Maybe there is fear associated with it. Maybe I don't want to become a carrier. What if I contaminate other people? Then now our work life has started, we are moving out, and then so many things. What if I, this thought is coming continuously. Okay. Fear, a subtle fear. But this is good. This is not a bad fear. This makes you to be careful. But what happens in spite of taking all the precautions, still we are having that fear, then there is something which we need to calm down. Okay. We are not taking any action. That's why there is a fear. Yes, it is a good fear. It's not a fear, but it is that an inner alarm which is telling you that you should be careful, you should start taking precautions. And I list out all the precautions which I have to take, and I keep all of them, track them, all of them properly, and make it a point, make it functional in the home, that I teach and educate and help each other. We have a discussion in the family, and we come on to common decisions and conclusions, and we are following all of that. Then there is nothing to get disturbed. But still, if that thought is coming, if that fear is coming, how to calm it down? There's a way to do that. The way of doing it is, now these thoughts are coming onto the stage. Now you create a thought. You create a thought of masking yourself. You create a thought of sanitizing yourself. You create a thought of social distancing, physical distancing, the new word, which is more appropriate than social distancing these days. Then you're following that physical distancing. And at the same time, wherever you're touching, whatever you're touching, again, you're sanitizing, you're taking all the precautions which have to be taken. These thoughts, you bring it before. Then naturally, the intensity of uncertainty and the fear of unknown, or the confusion, that fear which comes into the mind, that calms down. In that way, everything, your thoughts of future of the children, maybe someone is having the thoughts, intensity thoughts about the future of children. So how can I, if these are the thoughts which are coming now, you create a thought that I am taking all the necessary steps which can help the child to improve himself or herself. All the opportunities to be given to them, which we are doing. We are doing everything that can happen. We are looking at taking care of their hobbies, their learning of their arts. It's not just about education. There are so many things which the children have to learn in their lives at this appropriate age. And we are doing all that which have to be done. Then there is nothing to worry about it. Now, you create those thoughts and bring it before the surface of your mind. Then all the other thoughts will slowly fade away. Okay, sometimes it's possible. Someone is getting the thoughts like, what happens if I lose a job? What happens if these things are happening? Fine. This is a thought which is coming into the mind, bothering your mind. Okay, now you consciously observe the thought. In that way, you'd be identifying so many different thoughts. Look at these thoughts in a detached state. Observe this thought. Okay, this is the initial step you need to do. And then the next step that you do is, after this thought moves off, the stage is cleared, you create a thought. And let that thought come on onto the surface. And slowly the other thoughts will go away. That is the first state. Okay, this is observing things mindfully. Now, mindfulness is so beautiful. Sometimes we forget things, we keep here and there. It happens with me as well. So at that time, how do we recollect it? How do we remember? How do we recollect it? We have a beautiful process. When we start thinking, we're scratching our head here, or just something, I kept it somewhere. What's happening here? By doing this, what's happening? Where are you focusing? Okay, you close your eyes. You're searching somewhere. Where are you searching? You're searching in your memories. You know that process of connecting to what has happened. Okay, connecting to all, relinking all those memories and identifying what happened and where happened, whenever we forget something. So we have a process of connecting with ourselves, connecting with our thoughts. Now, how it happens, and what happens if we connect with our inner peace? If we connect with our inner happiness, if we connect with our inner stable state of mind, tranquility, if we connect with our own love. Okay, love is so beautiful that you have love in your heart for things around you and people around you or beings around you, for the whole nature, for that wonderful contribution. Okay, nature is sometimes reacting, but most of the times, 99.9 times, it is just cooperative. I'm just connecting with the nature. I'm so thankful to the nature. I'm connecting with the solar system. I'm connecting with the cosmos. I'm connecting with the galaxies. I'm connecting with the whole matter universe. Oh, I'm so thankful to that. Every heavenly object has a contribution towards us. Okay, even every microorganism has a contribution towards the nature. The whole world is beautiful. Okay, our contribution is very less. The result that we get is very high. Okay, we sow one small seed in a period of time that gives thousands and lakhs of fruits to us. It is always contributing. It is always contributing. If I'm connecting with the nature in a positive sense, that gives energy. If I'm connecting with the nature with a negative energy, that drains me. It's as simple as that. If I'm connecting with my partner, okay, when I'm working together in a negative dimension, that drains. If I'm connecting with my partner when we are working together in a very, very positive sense mentally, that gives energy. The same with the partner in the house, the same with the children, the same with the boss, the same with the colleagues, the same with anyone around the world. It is a inside out, not outside in. If you just observe what you created in your mind at any point of time has manifested physically in the external world. The home which you made, okay, where you're living, okay, your space, it's exactly what's inside. Your inside has come out in the form of your external world. It has an impact. So in the same way, if instead of looking at externally, if you are looking at internally, reorganizing this everything. Okay, I will bring a small concept before all of you of the mental space, okay, and realigning the mental space. Okay, for example, all of us are working at home, majority of us. Okay, from home we are taking care of the office work. So now there is a crisscross. Okay, earlier it was like we go to the office, we have a disconnection. Okay, and then we are working there, and we are coming back, and then we are connecting with the home. Now home is office and home is home, and now there is a lot of crisscross taking place. Now at this state, okay, when we are working at home, so many thoughts are coming. How can we disciplinize these thoughts? How can we categorize this? Can we realign all these jamming thoughts, all this mixture of thoughts into proper categories? There is a simple way of doing it. In your mental space, okay, identify some small 10 circles. Draw a round circle, and inside this circle, leaving the central area open, okay, draw a central circle, call it as central space of the mind, and then draw small 10 circles around this central circle. Okay, then now categorize each circle to one activity. Maybe one, family. Maybe the two, it's work. Maybe the three, your financial things. Okay, maybe the four, about your spirituality, meditation, and your spiritual activities, self-improvement activities. Okay, in that way, there is the fifth one, maybe possibly the learning dimension. What are the things that I would be liking to learn in my life? Okay, or like further education, improving the skill development, all the other different areas of self-improvement in a professional dimension. Okay, extended learning, all these things come into that. And then if you are a parent, okay, parenting, it can be one important area. In that way, you identify 8 to 10 categories which are very, very important in your life. And now you, whenever you now bring all those thoughts which are related to that particular area into that, okay, you start filling that area. What are all the concerns? What are all the fears possibly? What are all the plannings that you have with respect to that? And what are your day plans, Mona? What are the tasks that you have which you need to perform? All in your mental space, in a meditation, you just think about a circle and then categorize everything, draw it on a paper, and start writing everything into that respective category. And now in that way, you're training your mind to send all these jamming thoughts, okay, intermixing thoughts into that particular dimension. Okay, and now when there is the central area, there is another circle. We can call it as the central space of your mind. Now try to keep the central space empty. Okay, how can you keep it empty? Okay, at one particular time, when you're focusing on one area, bring that circle into the central space, attend to that totally, and then whatever thoughts you have, whatever thinking you need to do, whatever planning you need to do it there, and send those circle out, send those thoughts out into that space, and keep it empty for some time. And then go to work. You're getting work started. Now bring the work into the central space. Attend to the work, take whatever you need to do, then just take a small break and send work back to that circle, to that space. In that way, we are mentally disciplinizing our thoughts. We are categorizing our thoughts into one particular area and focusing on that at that particular. It is better than bringing all the thoughts at a time and not able to do anything. Okay, when you're working, you need to concentrate on your work. When you're with the family, you need to concentrate on the family. When you're working, when you're spending time with the kids, when you're thinking about work, that really doesn't work. Neither you'll be working nor you'll be taking care of your children properly. So a bit of attempt of not at the physical level, first start it at your mental level of reorganizing our thoughts or properly filing system we have in offices that helps us to identify what to do at the right time. Okay, if not, we'll be searching continuously. In the same way, if you could do that system within our mental space, then you will be identifying that even if some family thought or something ever related to home comes at the time when you're working, then you say, yes, I'm attending that. I am listening to what you are reminding me. We are respecting the mind. We are not suppressing the mind. We will be listening to the mind and say, yes. And then in the appropriate time, in the afternoon or in the evening, in the lunch break, I'm going to attend to that. Then the mind becomes calm. Mind is in rest. Mind is your best friend. Mind is not negative. It is positive. Its worry is that you may be missing something which is important. When you demonstrate that I am not missing anything, I am respecting every thought that you're giving, okay? And I'm checking whether it is improving me or depleting me or which is helping me, and then I will be attending it appropriately, then mind is at rest. If you suppress the mind, that doesn't work. Many of the times we divert the mind. Okay, mind is sad. It is disturbed. Okay, then you look at a movie. Okay, you look at some videos. That's not going to help. That is going to help for that 1 hour, 2 hours. But after that, again, mind comes back to its original state and it again sad. This will not work. You need to work with your mind. You need to respect its thoughts. You need to show your care. You need to show your love. Mind wants to speak to you. You need to be a good listener. You need not diverter. You need to listen to what mind is saying. Yes, I'm cognizant of what's bothering you, and I will definitely look at that. Mind is at rest. Mind has some worry. Yes, your worry is this. I understand. But now for this, we can do it this way. We'll plan. I'm not enough for doing this. I will take some help. Don't worry. But we will attend to that. It is in my priority list. Mind is at rest. Mind has some fear. What happens? What happens? What happens? Okay, what happens if I am infected? Is a fear, the fear of unknown. If that fear is there, you first need to understand it's an input. Mind is giving you an input. Mind is saying to that, then thousands and lakhs of people are getting infected. It is possible that you also get infected. Mind is trying to remind us, what is your plan after getting affected? What are your steps that you have? Clueless. You don't have those steps. Okay, if I have a doubt, what are the first step? I'll go for a testing. The next step, maybe I have to quarantine. The third step, maybe I will go for medical help. And the other things, maybe the finances. Yes, I have taken insurance, or I have a right doctor. I'm an advice. So if I'm giving these thoughts to the mind that there is a plan clearly which we can do. If something happens, then mind is calming down. Mind is resting. Suppression doesn't work. Okay, ignoring doesn't work. Okay, diverting doesn't work. All these things may work for a few minutes, some time, but it doesn't calm you down. It calms down when you listen to it. It calms down when you accept it, and then take it forward. It is not just about present situation. You can look at your mind. Mind is your best friend. His mind is so submissive. The whole intention of the mind is to help you, no matter how it behaves. How was these thoughts? Yeah, there are some negative or waste thoughts which are also coming. And if I look at that in myself, if there is a waste thought, who has created this waste? Okay, when we buy groceries from the shops and bring home, okay, we use majority of it. Some of it get wasted. In the same way, in the process of thinking, sometimes we also contribute towards these waste thoughts. See, external stimulus, okay, that creates a thought in us. It is for someone, it is inspirational. Okay, someone it motivates, someone is criticism, for example. Criticism is coming from external source. For some people, criticism is actually making them become more determined, more stronger with their efforts. For some people, criticism ruins. They become so weak. They become so sad, so disturbed. They lose all their self-esteem. They lose all their self-respect when someone criticizes and says something negative. No, it is not necessary. When someone is saying it, okay, right, this is an input to improve. Okay, even if it's not an input for improve, someone is just criticizing for criticizing sake. If how I take it is more important than what they give. If we train our mind, if we speak gently, speaking with our mind that okay, they have that much, they give those things, but should I take it that way? Don't I know what I am? Can't I respect myself? That's where spirituality comes into place. Spirituality says that everyone is unique, everyone is different, and everyone is special. There is no possibility of someone is superior or someone is inferior. Everyone has their wonderful share of uniqueness and speciality. Sometimes some people identify it, sometimes some people don't identify it. When you identify it, then that's coming into the surface. When you're not identifying, it is a hidden treasure. You have a treasure in yourself. You need to believe that and look at yourself in that dimension. Now, if you respect that way, and if you see in that perspective, your treasure starts opening up. If you look at others' treasures which are coming out, you may start feeling inferior. And if you see that your treasures are higher than others' says, you might start feeling superior. All the superiority or inferiority is complex. What is simple? Being yourself is simple. Being at peace is simple. Calmness of mind is not, it is not just for few minutes which you practice. Calmness of mind is like a practice which you can slowly initiate as a lifestyle. Okay, as you take it into yourself, that becomes a part of you. Calmness of mind is observing your mind simultaneously as you do. For example, Mansa just asked me, what about phobias? What is a phobia? Just try to look at it. There is a fear and there is a phobia. Fear is something related to something which you know. Phobia is something which is not existing, but still you have fear because of your thoughts. For example, you enter into a lift, suddenly the lift goes away. Sometimes we identify that some people scream, become nervous, become panic. Okay, some people even get fainted. That's called as claustrophobia. Some people may have phobia with reptiles. What is this? What happens? Now just look at your mind. Ask yourself, why are you phobic to something which some others are not phobic at all? Why? What is it what are the thoughts which are just creating? Is this created thoughts which is creating phobia, or actually the incidents which is creating phobia? Okay, what happens now? Create a different thought. I'm in a lift stops. What will I do? I have a mobile. I will look into it till the lift opens up. I engage myself. Okay, if not that, I will start thinking about something. I will start writing something. I will just recollect my notes. I have something to do in my private space. I have wonderful space now. For a half an hour or so, I did not get disconnected with anyone. I did not get connected with anyone. I have a private space of cubicle of my own, and I am working on it. Take the advantage of the situation. Every situation can be helpful. Our desensitization, our minimization of our thoughts, which are non-productive or which are counterproductive or which depletes us, if we don't create it and create that thoughts, which even in that situation, if we start creating that thoughts, okay, people even love reptiles. Okay, I have seen people who are having reptiles as their pets. How are they having it? They are not panicked. Why am I having? Is it realistic or unrealistic? Is it acquired or natural? Okay, I consider it as a fear. Any fear or any phobia, okay, can be eliminated just by exposing yourself to that in a controlled environment. Taking help of someone and getting exposed to it, go away. In the same way, these are bigger things or different things, but external things. But the inner thing is beautiful. Look at that inner self. Look at that inner thoughts. Observe your memories. What are the qualities of memory that I'm getting? And just observe. Ask yourself, there are so many wonderful things that have happened in my life. So many beautiful things that have happened in my life. Many people said many good things. Okay. And many successful things have happened in my life. With what memories am I connecting my mind to? Ask yourself. Am I connecting to those memories which are making me feel happy, being stronger? Okay. Now, those negative memories are also not there. Positive memories are also not there in the physical state right now. Okay. They are only memories. When I have a choice to connect with positive memories, now the mind is connecting to the negative memories. Now I am here as an individual to help my mind to connect to the positive things which are happened in our life. In that way, we are shifting. What are the emotions that are coming? What is the quality of those emotions? Okay. At the same time, what are the feelings that are generated? Okay. What are the future plans that are coming into the mind? In that way, if you are looking at the mental mechanism, and you are participating into it in an active form, okay, not just leaving it like a wild thoughts which are coming, but you are participating it, you are involving into it, then the mind calms down, and then mind allows you to start creating your own thoughts. Now you plant good seeds, you plant wonderful thoughts into it. Okay, you can make some good affirmations. I have affirmations like, today it would be a beautiful day for me as you wake up. Okay, in the morning when you're just waking up, now you're creating all the good thoughts. I'm blessed with a wonderful family. I have blessed with a very wonderful supportive mechanism. Okay, we may have differences, but we love each other. We have a wonderful support mechanism. Okay, even in that support mechanism, there can be some here and there, but still there are people who are really want to do something for you. Okay, I am connecting with those things, and today would be the best day. Today I will take every chance to do all the good things that I can do. I will make everyone happy around me. It's an affirmation. Today, God, you have blessed me with another day. Thank you so much. Okay, gratitude, the thoughts of gratitude, and thoughts of connecting with God. And how much He has blessed us, how much He is connecting us. He's not coming before us to show us what He's doing. We do a small thing, favor to some people, we will try to say it. But here, God is doing so many things for us in a very certain, it is not individually, globally He's doing, and individually He's blessing as well. Our every thought is reaching the Paramatma, and the Paramatma's blessings are also reaching us. Many a times it works in our intuitions. Okay, and that really makes you feel deeply connected with it. Try to connect what are those things which you are getting. The oxygen, it's so costly now. Okay, now it's ventilator is so difficult, but you see your system itself is how beautiful it is, how much oxygen is provided to you without buying. Okay, the natural resources that we have, all these things are blessings. The moment we are connecting with what is happening in our lives so much, then we will have the joy and happiness, that positive feeling. And then in the morning, as you wake up, connect with these thoughts, and the way you mentally organize these things in a proper categorized way, and then attend instead of multitasking or multi-thinking, you will focus onto one particular dimension, and that would be helpful to you in so much. There are so many questions coming. I'm really happy that many of you are asking so many questions, and but we have limitations of time. So these are the few practical dimensions which I could share for you to calm down your mind. And if there are any questions, we can take it forward. And Navina can.
Yeah, I think you have covered most of the questions in your talk itself. And as the time is about to finish, we are at the end of our time. So could you please conclude this talk with a small meditation practice? It would be really helpful for everyone.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, everyone, Just relax wherever you are, okay? And now keep your mobile aside. You need not see as you're listening, okay? Slowly, instead of responding to the chats or typing something, keep your mobile aside. Just listen, and the sound is enough for you to practice now. Just shift your focus towards your breath. Observe your breath. Be mindful of the breath. Slowly feel the heartbeat, how the heart is tirelessly working for your life. Observe the flow of blood into the veins and arteries. Feel the life inside this body. And slowly shift your mindfulness towards your mind. Just as you observe your mind, the mind relaxes, calms down. Breathe naturally. Now, appreciate yourself. How wonderful are you? How nice a person are you? There's so many nice qualities which you have in yourself. You are a blessing to this world. There is so much that you have done, and there is so much that you're going to do for the benefit of all. There is a lot of intrinsic goodness in you. Observe that goodness. You are a blessing for this world. You are the child of God, has descended into this world to contribute something. Came from a different world into this world. You're going to stay here for some time and go back to that world of truth, that world of divinity, that world of peace, that world where you don't have a body, you are in a form of light. That world where you are so close to God, so close to that supreme light. That world where you're also like God, with all the qualities of God into your soul, into your core, in a form of light, with so much of ambition, with so much of dreams, with so much of thoughts. You came into this world. You came into this world to do something wonderful and bless the world. And now you can choose to go back to that feeling with which you have come into this world. You have that choice to detach yourself from this flow of life and to bring that blessing into this world. You have the choice to either flow or just get carried away into what's happening around you, or to connect with the purpose for which you have come into this world. There is an inner voice which is always speaking to you. You have a choice to listen to that inner voice. And you have a choice to connect with God through your prayers, through your meditation, through your spiritual practices, through Raj Yoga, and bring all that goodness into you. You have a choice to get into the flow of the Paradharma or to stick on to your Swadharma. Life flows on the basis of the choices that you make, not on the basis of what's happening around you. Now, let's choose to connect ourselves with God. Just as the sun rays are making this earth warm, the rays of God in the form of peace, love, happiness, purity, power, and knowledge are descending into the soul. Visualize in the center of the brain a light. Visualize that light is becoming brighter as God's rays are falling into that light. And now let these rays get distributed into each and every cell of the body and make it pure, divine, illuminated, and healthy. Let these rays make every cell of the body more healthier. Let these rays ignite that immune system of this body to become more and more healthier. And now happy feelings for everyone around us. Happy feelings for this whole world. Happy feelings for the whole nature. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Ramakrishna ji, for this stimulating and insightful talk on calming the mind with simple yet very practical examples. We really appreciate your time for sharing these insightful thoughts with us. And we see the participation in the chat was really good. I hope all of us have benefited from this session. And lastly, I would like to announce to the audience that please feel free to share with your friends and family that you can join this every Sunday evening talks. We have virtual talks on various useful topics for you all. From 6:30 to 7:30, you will be informed by email and WhatsApp groups, the topic and Zoom meeting links. So please do share with your friends and family. Even they will be benefited with these sessions. And once again, I would like to thank Ramakrishna Bhai for such a delightful talk today evening.
Thank you. Thank you, sister. There are some personal questions which people have asked, and
Yes.
I could reply to them. And I suggest if some people who asked for books, or there's so many videos, Brahmakumari's website is there, which would be helping you. And there's some personal problems which people are posting. So I suggest them to come to the meditation centers or interact with the meditation centers. Now online courses of meditation are there, which would be helping you to handle them in a better way.
Yeah,
and all the best. Namaste.
Thank you so much. And one small thing I'd like to tell that we have a recording also. We will be sharing the recording with you. If anybody has joined late or want to listen once again or share with their friends and family, so we have recording. We will share with you the recording also. Thank you so much. Om Shanti, everyone.